morning students, this is 11th class biology, chapter 8 cell, the unit of life, lecture number 6. Today we will discuss about centrosome, centriole, nucleus, chromosomes and microbodies. So let's start with centrosome and centriole. Centrosome is an organelle which is found inside the cell containing two non-membrane bound cylindrical structures called centriole. So two cylindrical structures are present here, centrioles. These cylindrical structures are called centrioles, and when these two cylindrical structures are present, the complete structure is called centrosome. They are surrounded by pericentriolar material. A type of material is present around that centrosome, or you can say these centrioles, and that material is called pericentriolar material. The centrioles lie perpendicular to each other. They are made up of 9 evenly spaced peripheral fibrils of tubulin. So when the centrioles are present perpendicular to each other, the complete structure is called centrosome. So here we are saying that centrioles are present perpendicular to each other, and these centrioles, each of these centrioles is made up of 9 evenly spaced peripheral fibrils, which is made up of tubulin protein. Okay, each of the peripheral fibril means present on peripheral region. Okay, present on periphery. So each of the peripheral fibril is a triplet, means it is made up of 3 subunits. Okay, it is triplet, means it is made up of 3 subunits. The adjacent triplets are also linked. So these 3 subunits, or you can say these triplets, are also linked with each other. So adjacent triplets, so 3 subunits are making one triplet, and its adjacent triplet will be attached with it, will be linked with it with the help of some special linkers. Here you can see this is a diagram for centrosome. These are 2 perpendicular centrioles present here. Okay, one centriole, and this is second centriole, which is present perpendicular to each other, and this complete structure having these 2 centrioles is called centrosome. And the centriole is made up of these microtubules, you can see here, right? These microtubules are present here. Okay, and here on the peripheral region you can see, this is called peripheral region, and on this peripheral region these triplets are present. Okay, peripheral fibril. Okay, these are called peripheral fibril. The central part of centriole is also proteinaceous and called the hub. We will understand it with the help of one diagram, that in the center of the centriole hub is present, and this hub is connected with the tubules of the peripheral triplets by radial spokes, which are made up of protein. Centrioles form the basal body of the cilia or flagella and spindle fibers that give rise to spindle apparatus during cell division in animal cells. So what is function of centriole? It forms the basal body from which cilia and flagella are formed. You have studied about cilia and flagella, right? So the basal body for the formation of cilia and flagella arise from centriole, and also this centriole makes spindle fibers. You might have seen the diagrams for the cell division, mitosis and meiosis, and at that time you have seen those raised like structures, means which attach with the chromosome to separate those chromosomes from each other, right? So we can say these spindle fibers for the division of cell, right? These spindle fibers arise from centrioles. So we can say centriole help in cell division in animal cells. Here you can see structure of centriole. These triplets are present here. All these are peripheral fibrils. Okay, these are peripheral fibrils, and these are present in the form of triplets, 1, 2 and 3 these 3 subunits are present here. So these are called triplets fibrils. Okay, and these are linked with each other. You can see here like this. These are linked with each other. Each triplet is attached with its adjacent triplet. Okay, and this is called A link and C link. So completely we can say this is AC linker, with the help of which these two triplets are linked with each other. Okay, and in the center you can see here central hub is present. Okay, this is central hub, and this central hub is also attached with the triplets with these peripheral fibrils, you can say, with the help of radial spokes. So these are radial spokes with the help of which central hub is attached to peripheral fibrils. Okay, so you need to do only these labeling which I am telling you and make this diagram. Okay, make these triplets and then make this central hub and radial spokes and AC linker. Only these things you need to label here in this diagram. Next topic is nucleus. Nucleus was first described by Robert Brown in 1831. The material of nucleus stained by the basic dyes was given the name chromatin by Fleming. Material of the nucleus, which is material which is found inside the nucleus, and inside the nucleus chromatin is found. It was said by Fleming. Okay, that material was stained and was observed by Fleming, and this name chromatin was given by Fleming. Normally a cell has only one nucleus. Some cells have more than one nucleus also. Some mature cells lack nucleus. For example, mammalian RBCs do not have any nucleus, and sieve tube cells of vascular plants, these sieve tube cells also do not have any nucleus, right? So we can say number of nucleus also vary. Okay, in some cells 2 nuclei are present, more than 1 nuclei are present, in some only one. Usually cells have only one nucleus, but some cell can have more than one nucleus also, and in some nucleus can be absent. Here you can see this diagram of nucleus and all the parts of it. So there are two membranes of the nucleus, outer nuclear membrane and inner nuclear membrane, right? And nuclear pores present here in the nuclear membrane, and this is DNA present inside the nucleolus. Okay, all this is chromatin material present here. This is cell cytoplasm outside the nucleus, and here these ribosomes are scattered here and there in the cytoplasm. Interphase nucleus contains these things. Interphase nucleus means when cell is present in interphase stage before the cell division. Interphase stage of cell is there. Okay, so before the cell division, nucleus contain these materials. First thing, nuclear envelope, that is nuclear, all the two nuclear membranes are present here, outer and inner membrane. Then inside that nuclear envelope, nuclear matrix is present, which is also called nucleoplasm. Inside the nucleoplasm there is chromatin material. Okay, that contains the genetic material, and nucleolus is also present in the center of nucleus. So here you can see all these things present, right? This is nucleolus present here. These are part of, you can say, chromatin material. So this is chromatin condensed, means it has start condensation here. This is nuclear envelope having outer and inner nuclear membrane, and in the nuclear membrane these are pores which are called nuclear pores. Now we will talk about nuclear envelope. So nuclear envelope is double layered membrane with a space between that is 10 to 15 nanometer, called the perinuclear space. Okay, the double layered membrane, because outer and inner membrane of nucleus is part of nuclear envelope, and between these two membranes 10 to 15 nanometer space is present, and that space is called perinuclear space. It is a barrier between the materials in the nucleus and cytoplasm. So this nuclear envelope acts as a barrier between the materials of nucleus and cytoplasm. Outer membrane usually continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum, because endoplasmic reticulum is just attached with the nucleus. Okay, so we can say outer membrane is continuous with that, and also bears ribosomes on it, because ribosomes are present on a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Nuclear envelope has minute pores formed by the fusion of its two membranes. So what happened? At some points, two membranes of the nucleus, outer and inner membrane of the nucleus, get fused with each other, and that makes minute pores in that membrane. These minute pores are called nuclear pores. Okay, these are the passage for the movement of RNA and protein between the nucleus and cytoplasm, because RNA is formed inside the nucleus. Okay, and there is need of RNA in the cytoplasm for the formation of protein, right? Because that RNA brings the information for the formation of protein that occur in cytoplasm. So RNA need to be transported from the nucleus towards the cytoplasm. So here for the movement of RNA and protein between the nucleus and cytoplasm, these nuclear membranes, these nuclear pores are required, which are present in the nuclear envelope. Next thing is, we are saying that inside the matrix of nucleus, chromatin material is present. So what is this chromatin? This is a network of nucleoprotein fibers. Nucleoprotein fibers means proteins which are present inside the nucleus. Nucleoprotein fibers network make chromatin, and these nucleoprotein fibers contain DNA and basic proteins. These basic proteins are called histone, and also non-histone proteins and RNA. So all these are a part of chromatin: DNA, RNA, histone proteins and non-histone proteins. During cell division, chromatins condense to form chromosomes. Means in the interphase stage of the cell, chromatin is present inside the cell, inside the nucleus of the cell, and when cell enter into cell division, means into M phase for the mitosis or the meiosis cell division, then what happened? Condensation of that chromatin material occur inside the nucleus, and due to condensation of that chromatin material, chromosomes are formed. We might have here the name of chromosomes which are present inside the nucleus. So how these chromosomes are formed inside the nucleus? Due to condensation of chromatin. Now next part which is present in nucleus is nucleolus. So one or more non-membranous spherical bodies are present in the center of nucleus, which is called nucleolus. Okay, these are non-membranous, no separate membrane is present here in the nucleolus. It is continuous with the nucleoplasm. You know, nuclear matrix or the nucleoplasm is present inside the nucleus. So nucleolus is also continuous with that. It is a site for ribosomal RNA synthesis. So here you can see this diagram. This part is nucleolus. Okay, this complete nucleus is present here. This is nuclear envelope, and in the center this is nucleolus, and this nucleolus is site for the ribosomal RNA synthesis. Ribosomal RNA is formed here. Next thing which is present is chromosomes. As I am saying that chromatin material which is present inside the nucleoplasm condense and form chromosomes at the time of cell division. Okay, so these chromosomes we need to study here. So a human cell has about 2 meter long DNA. Each human cell has 2 meter long DNA in it, distributed among its 46 chromosomes. As you know, in each cell of human being, 46 chromosomes are present, or you can say 23 pairs of chromosomes are present. Okay, so this 2 meter long DNA is distributed among these 46 chromosomes. Every chromosome has a primary constriction that is called centromere, on the sides of which, so this primary constriction is present in chromosome, and this is called centromere. And on the sides of the centromere, disc-shaped structure is present, which is called kinetochore. In this diagram, it will be clear. So first of all, what happened? Chromatin material is present in interphase cell, right? That chromatin material condense and take a form, take a shape, particular shape, a shape of a chromosome. Okay, so this chromosome is formed due to condensation of chromatin material. Okay, this type of chromosome will be formed due to condensation of chromatin material. Now, what are the parts in this chromosome? First of all, this constriction you can see here, like this complete chromosome is present here, but here you can see this constriction. Okay, this constriction, this is called primary constriction, and this part is called centromere. Okay, this part will be called centromere, so, or centromeric region, you can see, right? And around this centromeric region, here you can see this disc-like structure just above this centromeric region. This is called kinetochore. This provides the surface for the attachment of mitotic spindle at the time of cell division. Okay, at the time of cell division, there is need of separation of the chromosomes also. So here these mitotic spindles attach. So this kinetochore is a disc-like structure present on centromere for the attachment of mitotic spindle. In this chromosome, you can see these two arms. These are sister chromatids. Okay, these two tube-like structure present here are called two sister chromatids. Now, with the help of this diagram, you can understand the structure of different types of chromosomes. So, there are different types of chromosomes based on position of centromere. As we are talking about the centromere, that primary constriction which is present in chromosome is called centromere. Okay, so based on the position of this centromere, there are different types of chromosome. So these are different shapes of those chromosomes. So first, based on the position of centromere, these four types of chromosomes are there. First is metacentric chromosome, in which middle centromere is present, forming two equal arms of the chromosome. Okay, means centromere will be present in the middle, and two equal arms of the chromosomes will be formed here. Then submetacentric chromosome, where centromere is nearer to one end and forming one shorter arm and another longer arm. Acrocentric chromosome, where the centromere is close to its end and is forming one very short arm and one very long arm. Telocentric chromosome has terminal centromere, means centromere is present at the terminal position. Understand this diagram, these different types of chromosome. This first one is metacentric chromosome, and you can see the position of centromere here. It is in the center. So both equal size arms will be formed here, right? Both arms are of equal size here, because here centromere is present in the center. This one is submetacentric chromosome, and in submetacentric chromosome, this is a little bit away from the center. The centromere is a little bit away from the center. That's why one side arm is a little bit shorter and another side arm is a little bit larger. Then this is acrocentric chromosome, and here you can see centromere is present towards one end, right? So very short arm is formed on one side and very long arm is formed on another side. This is telocentric chromosome, and here you can see this centromere is present at the terminal position. Okay, so very short arm and very long arms are formed here also, because centromere is present at the terminal position here. Okay, in some chromosomes this secondary constriction is also found. Okay, this is primary constriction where the centromere is formed, but in some chromosomes secondary constriction is also formed, and this is called satellite, right? This secondary constriction, the part of chromosome that is formed due to secondary constriction, is called satellite. Next cell organelle is microbodies. These are membrane bound minute vesicles. Okay, these are bound with covered with membrane, and very small size vesicles these are, and these vesicles contain various types of enzymes. These are found in both plant and animal cells. Here you can see this is a structure of a microbody. Now let's differentiate plant cell and animal cell. So in plant cell, cell wall is present. In animal cell, it is absent. In plant cell, plastids are present, and in animal cell, plastids are absent. Plastids like chloroplast, leucoplast, okay. So these are absent in animal cell. In plant cell, a large central vacuole is found, while in animal cell, many small sized vacuoles are present. Centrioles are absent in plant cell, and in animal cell, centrioles are present. These are differences in prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells are generally smaller in size, while eukaryotic cells are generally larger in size. Genetic material is in the form of nucleoid, because no nuclear membrane is present here, okay. So the genetic material is present in the form of nucleoid, while in eukaryote, genetic material is present in the form of nucleus. Nuclear membrane is absent here in prokaryotes, while it is present in eukaryotes. In prokaryotes, membrane bound organelles are absent, while in eukaryotes, membrane bound organelles are present. DNA of prokaryotes is circular DNA, while in eukaryotic cells, linear DNA is found. When the DNA makes a circle, it is called circular DNA, and it can be present in the form of two linear strands, so that will be called linear DNA, right? Ribosomes are of 70S type in prokaryotic cell, while in eukaryotic cells 80S type ribosome is present only in plastids. Like I told you that chloroplast and mitochondria has its own DNA. So in mitochondria and chloroplast, 70S type of DNA, that ribosome is found, but in the cytoplasm, 80S ribosome is present. Based on these topics, now this chapter is complete, so you need to do all the remaining NCERT questions. So your today's homework is to do the NCERT question number 7, 11, 13 and 14, and also make the diagram of nucleus and centriole